Hello and welcome to another review here on my channel. We're going to look at Little Nightmares. Yes indeed, horror for a change essentially, and it is for the first time I'm doing a game that has just recently been released, so this will be interesting. Little Nightmares were originally developed under the name of, well, it was announced under the name of Hunger, which you later on will understand why, and will be produced and developed by Tertiary Studios. Originally it was only planned for PlayStation 4, at least in the trailer, and later on Bandai Namco Entertainment jumped in and wanted to publish it, and then they decided to, what I understand, change the name to Little Nightmares. At least we got that information at the same time when that happened. Now it has been released on PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC, and as you can see I have the PlayStation 4 version. I also got the little collector's edition, so I had this little figurine. Lovely. So let's just start, let's just jump into it. Little Nightmares is essentially about this person named Six. What I read up on it, what I have read about it is that it's a girl named Six that is trying to escape the, well, I would say imprisonment and etc. because this character seems to want to escape. During this escape you meet upon some different characters that is essentially, I think it was a janitor, the cooks, and the guests of a restaurant kind of thing, and the lady, the leading lady essentially, which is kind of scary. And during this time you will sometimes get hungry and eat, and you will see how the game gets darker and darker because of these moments. And that is essentially the synopsis. The game isn't that much into the storyline, it is more about the visual presentation and the music and what do you do with it at the moment, which I actually love about this game. It is not that heavy on the storyline and gives you just enough to actually understand what is going on. It is essentially this small character, which I guess is a child, is trying to escape this imprisonment in this weird island essentially, and she later on gets hungry and eat, and but she later gets more bloodthirsty and eating darker and darker things essentially, and that is really interesting in my opinion and really good because of that. The visual style in this game is amazing. I love it feels like a clay motion kind of style in my opinion. It isn't that, but it's something similar, and I really like that when it comes to how they present the game. It is wonderful how the characters look when it comes to the visual style in this clay motion kind of graphics essentially, and yeah, isn't that much more to say. It is just a wonderful looking game essentially. The music in this game is wonderful, and it sets the mood on what is going on essentially. When something hectic is going on, it is getting more rapid and more darker in the tone, and when it isn't anything that is hectic or dangerous, it is a little bit calmer, but at the same time a little bit more mysterious and a little bit, what do you say, mystic. It is giving a chill through the body. It's a dark place, and the music really gives you that feeling when you go through this game. The monsters in this game will essentially be slugs, which is one of the few things that actually is different from the weird human beings, I would say. And then we have these astonishing looking characters that it is essentially I would say humans that is weird looking, but it is a wonderful look on them essentially. You have this long armed character that you need to escape, and yeah, it is really interesting to just interact with these characters and see how they react and how they sound and etc. Those are one of the greatest moments in this game essentially, I would say. It isn't that much to the monsters, but when you see these characters essentially that is trying to chase you down and kill you or eat you, it's really interesting. And as I said, all of these characters essentially wants to eat you, is what I'm getting at. And that is why I felt the title Hunger were more interesting, and because the character 6 are getting hungry and hungry, etc. So yeah. I started to talk a little bit about the character 6 in the previous spot, but the character 6 is just a mysterious character that is, as I said, getting hungrier and hungrier. She essentially starts with a small bit of, I think, bread or something like that. Then she eats meat, and since it gets darker and darker, and what she essentially eats, and I will not spoil that much about it, and because it is getting a lot darker, I would say, in the end. And I really like that about this character. It is a mysterious character that you don't really know that much about. You just know that this character wants to escape, and that is one of the great things about this character. It is so mysterious that you, at the same time, really intriguing, so that you don't really ask for that much more, essentially. The gameplay in this game is essentially hide, puzzles, and sometimes use the environment essentially to kill foes, essentially. It isn't that much into the gameplay, but it is good enough to essentially be exciting. You run around trying to escape these characters at the same time. Sometimes you have to kill them or essentially make them hurt them in some way, essentially, to escape. That is really intriguing. I really like that about this gameplay. That is too overly complicated, essentially, and yeah. One of the main grades of this game is that it is really short. I think I played this for maybe 2 hours and it is finished. That is one of the biggest griefs I have about this game. I wanted it to be a little bit longer to see how this world could get darker or more intriguing, but at the same time it gave you enough to essentially be satisfied, but at the same time, as I said, I wanted a little bit more, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. What we got about in these 2 hours is good. I will not say anything about that, but it needed to be a little bit longer to feel completely satisfied, essentially. Little Nightmares is a beautiful looking game with great music, great environments, interesting monsters and foes, and an intriguing main character. But at the same time, it's a little bit too short for my liking, and maybe it could have used a little bit more of a gameplay variation. Even though I really like the gameplay and think it fits this type of game, it maybe needs a little bit more tweaking in that and a little bit more variation. But Little Nightmares, the final verdict for Little Nightmares are going to be on 8.7 out of 10. And thank you for watching. That's all for today.